Hello everyone, greetings for the day and welcome to our today's session. This is Divya and you are watching Trend. The first lesson in our Montessori practicals is EPL. EPL, exercises of practical life. Before we get started with this lesson, let's understand what is a practical life. Practical life activities are very basic, useful activities, and they have a purpose in life. So, when we incorporate such basic, useful, and purposeful activities in our classroom, they provide a remarkable avenue for cultivating independence in children and instilling a sense of responsibility in young children. So, if you are a Montessorian, if you are a parent who want to homeschool your child in the Montessori way, you can get started with incorporating practical life exercises into your daily routine. So let's move on to the next one. Now, say for example, in case if I have to go a little bit more in detail about working with these exercises, I can divide or I can primarily focus on two areas to start with. One is the care of the environment. The other area could be on a personal care. When I'm talking about caring of environment, we can involve children in engaging in tasks which is related to caring for and maintaining the classroom or their home environment. If it's personal care, the children start to participate in activities which is centered around their personal hygiene, their self-care, and the development of the life skills. So how do we get started with that? Now, what kind of activities that we can give in practical life? The first one we have to understand is the practical life activities, they play a crucial role in enhancing the children's fine motor skills. What's fine motor skills? Anything that they use with their fingers with a very fine movement is the fine motor skills. The more you focus on the fine motor skill development, we foster independence in children. The more the child sits in one place and completes the task using his fingers, using that fine motor, we are promoting something called as concentration and focus. For any child to do any task, the most important one is to acquire these fundamental skills of sitting in a particular place, promoting confidence, working with concentration, showing good focus. Now, these are essential for our daily living. Don't you think so? Yes. So, our aim in our Montessori classroom has to be fostering all of that. So, let me begin with a simple one. So, I can give them two balls and I can have some grains. And along with that, if you have a spoon, you present it nicely in our tray. When this is being presented and shown, we can call this activity as spooning. Since we are using grains, I call this activity as spooning grains. So what do? We just place the mouth of the spoon. We try to take the grains from one bowl and we just do a gentle transfer to another bowl. It's a simple transferring where we are trying to spoon the grains from one bowl to another. Simple skill for me. What is more involved over here? It's my muscular movement. I have my fine motor skill development, which is actually happening when I do a transfer, when I do a spooning from one bowl to another. Another one could be pouring. Now, when I have two mugs, I can have some grains into it. I always consider dry pouring. Okay. What do I mean by dry pouring? Keep anything dry. So you can have rice or lentils or give any kind of grains. Let the child hold the mug or the jug and try to pour to another one. In case if the jug is little heavier, I can gently give them a pressure. I can support that and then they can actually pour. Each time you do this, the child is again working on developing their hand movement. The child is working on strengthening the hand muscle. So this can be given. I can also include activities which has transferring something using some tools. Now I can use tweezers. Now when I'm using tweezers, again here I'm working on my pincer grip, right? I have to hold that pom-pom, I have to hold that cotton ball. With a gentle pressure is where I'm transferring it to a other place. So every time I do this, my fingers need a lot of strength. So you can work on transferring something using tweezers as a tool. So this is one of the very good practical activity. Now you add a little bit more challenge. Ask children to sort symbols. Okay, so if you have various different colors of buttons and smaller cotton balls of different colors, you can also sort based on the colors. You can color code it and you can use the sorting trays to sort out all of that. So use a tool again here. Pegging, one of the most loud exercise in our preschool classroom. Children love to peg the cloth. So you can have those miniature cloths. If you don't have this tool, if you don't have this material in your classroom, you can tie a thread in your class or at your home, and you can give children their socks and you can give them the pegs. So let the child peg each one of them. The more that they're using these finger muscles, it will help them to write better. It will strengthen the finger muscles. So pegging clothes onto a washing line is a great activity to begin with. We can also include exercises like washing table. This will also help them to work on taking care of the environment. We can also ask children to be more independent by taking care of themselves. So we begin by washing hands. So I can set up a washing table, which basically needs a wash basin for a child to wash their hands. We need a mug or a jug to transfer the water from the bucket, right? So we can have even the hand soap or a liquid soap. After I wash to dry my hands, I got to have a hand towel and a dry towel. And to clean the table and keep everything, I can have another extra towel to keep all my the washing area clean and tidy, and to wipe off any droplets of water, I can also use a dry towel. Okay. So we can also work with exercises which make the children dress up independently, like wearing socks, wearing their shoes independently. Our primary aim is not to get clothes onto the child. We have to remember this. Our purpose is to teach the child to dress herself. That means her own self formation. They should feel good about it. How are they feeling dressing themselves? So that's the ultimate importance. To make our lives easier, Dr. Montessori used dressing frames in Montessori classes. Now, these are an amazing tool, or I could say these are an amazing frames which is designed in such a way that teaching various dressing activities becomes very, very manageable. So, what are the different dressing frames that you actually have? We have dressing frame buttons, we have buckles, we have hooks and eye, lace, zipper, and snaps. So in each of our daily, dressing up routine, we do encounter with any one of those. So when a child is already skilled, managing that activity becomes very skillful, right? So that's the reason we use dressing frames in our classes. So what you see right now, these are some of the activities, and not all of them. I've just listed some of the activities which we exactly use it in our Montessori life skill area. Now, as teacher, what you can always do, as I mentioned earlier, practical life is all about using simple exercises which is involved in our day-to-day life, right? So whatever you feel like or you use in your real life, you can give those skills to your children to learn and they can get better at it. What's more important is how we present. What's more important is how often you present those exercises. The more importance is like, given to, is the child able to complete that activity? Are they gaining enough muscular strength because of these exercises? Now, if you ask me what could be the age, I can begin right from 1.5 years, okay, so that the child will be able to work. But in case if you are working in a school, the whole time that we plan up for the practical life skill becomes so easy when you orderly place everything on the shelves in order. Okay, so the child will also feel very confident. The child would also see everything how it is nicely placed in the Montessori classroom, because it's all child sized materials are there, and again it's child friendly, so they can be able to pick up those materials very easily and they can also be able to work onto it, right? So these are some of the exercises that you can work with it. Okay, so that was the importance of practical life. We have listed very few of those. We would be talking a little bit more in our further classes. Okay, so stay tuned. I'll see you soon. If you want to become a certified Montessori teacher, I've given all the details on my screen so you can connect with us and follow up for more details on enrolling and joining. Thank you so much. Have a great learning. Bye.